Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Wednesday. We will be on right after this song.
But if I had an opportunity to let these little young sahabs know something, take care of y'all bodies, you know what I mean? Don't take care of y'all chicken. You feel me? Don't take care of y'all mentals, because look, we ain't lasting that long.
Okay, see, I'm a tad bit eclectic. Thoughts tangential and torredic. Sprinkle ADHD in my dreams become prophetic. Deaths and overdoses, suicides and wedding dresses. A curse that devolves and messes, or a gift that truly blesses. Visions of a future of successes. Yet me and these ladies are impressed with. Girls be thinking I'm obsessive or I'm thirsty. How do I tell them I feel unworthy? They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you never see it till you die. So why the hell do I try? I feel like everything I do is wrong, and that is why I spend my time trying to ride while my life feels like a lie. They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you never see it till you die. So why the hell do I try? I feel like everything I do is wrong, and that is why I spend my time trying to ride while my life feels like a lie. I can write, direct, and act. Can even rhyme and rap. Humble and don't see it as a big deal. Why is that? Well, I was used, abused, beaten, battered, made this set and played by myself. Yeah, it's whack. See, I grew up lonely and sad, got angry like my dad, spit venom like my mom, and grew to hate myself along the way. I never learned the social skills to play in the world, but shit was just a fad. I finally gotten full mad. They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you never see it till you die. So why the hell do I try? I feel like everything I do is wrong, and that is why I spend my time trying to ride while my life feels like a lie. They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you never see it till you die. So why the hell do I try? I feel like everything I do is wrong, and that is why I spend my time trying to ride while my life feels like a lie. Imposter syndrome makes me mope. Tell them. My emotions are a kaleidoscope. Winter words does that make me feel worthy? Yet nope, therapy has taught me how to cope. Damn. I've learned it can't be done by smoking dope. Or getting blackout drunk like a trope. Or me and women too on Robin Pro. Or getting busy cause it makes my heart want to explode. Damn. I learned you just gotta meditate when you're feeling angry and you're straight hating. Damn. Your life and your friends think you're flaking. Damn. If only they can know what I'm debating. Damn. If only women knew what I was waiting. Tell them. Easy for the other guys, for me frustrating. My brain's in another dimension, translates in the pain in my heart as I write this saying. They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you never see it till you die. So why the hell do I try? I feel like everything I do is wrong, and that is why I spend my time trying to ride while my life feels like a lie. They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you never see it till you die. So why the hell do I try? I feel like everything I do is wrong, and that is why I spend my time trying to ride while my life feels like a lie.
If you got problems in your life, or you just feel like you need to talk to somebody, please do. It's important to take care of our mental health, because otherwise, we're crazy like the rest of the world. I hope you find peace and love.
What you looking for? Listen, Thor is lovesick. Not looking for you to just hop up on my dick. Wanna get to know you and explore you and see where it go. Friends, maybe more, maybe Thor is cool with.
Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future when we talking. Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future when we talking.
Okay, here's the deal, baby, let's do it. Let's talk about it like adults and maybe prove it. You tell me how you feel and I listen to it. An empathic life I live, so I just do it. Wanna know your dreams and help you achieve them. Wanna comfort you anytime you bleed. And let's watch a movie, stay up talking, sleeping. Ecstasy in the morning, I'ma have you creaming. See, I'ma treat you right, cause my life hasn't been kind to me. So pay no mind on my pain from the past is my bane. And I have to let go of my failures or end up insane. With my last couple relationships, yeah, they went bad. And I had to get out the slums, so I went and slept around a bunch. End up feeling like a chump and my heart is empty, cause this pain, no reprieve. Girl, I just hope you believe in me, cause
Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future while we talking. Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future while we talking.
Listen, I understand I maybe just blew it. Women want confidence and I'm here to prove it. I tell you these fears so you can see through it. Talking about my heart, unconditional, you knew it. Any secret you have is always safe with me. Anytime I see you, yeah, all I feel is glee. When we are together, it is electricity. Anything you set your mind to, I know you will succeed. All the dudes before me, girl, yeah, I think they knew it. I think they knew that you're a queen and that is why they blew it. Never could keep up with you and ran off and said screw it. Only looking for the cut and thinking with the unit. I'm looking to get in each other, yeah, we're talking deep. Understand the pain and joy, I know it won't be cheap. We talking about soul bonding and the rewards that it reap. I know it is scary, but come on, baby, let's leave.
Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future while we talking. Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future while we talking. Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future while we talking. Whatever you find you wanting, we can sleep together often, or explore each other's hearts with love in the future while we talking.
I'm GW Pomichter.
I'm Dina Marie.
I'm Sage Ia.
I'm Thomas Carter Rochester.
Hey, I'm David Thompson.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hey there, this is Dave Adams.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Rose.
Jerome Conner here.
Hey guys, it's Josh Bauer.
It's Willow Schuyler.
I'm Cosplay Michael.
I'm Brevard.
It's your boy Country.
I'm Ryan Permison.
And I'd like to ask you guys,
please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please
subscribe.
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 Please subscribe to HWWS
WebTV.
Great bunch of people.
And don't forget to smash the bell.
Ring that bell.
Smash that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell to be notified.
Hit the bell to get notified of new shows
and videos.
You're going to want to do that, so do that soon.
So we can cross that 20,000 mark.
And get us to 100,000 subscribers.
To 1 million and 10 million and 100 million.
On HWWS
WebTV.
You really like it. I guarantee it.
Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is April 21st, 2021. Welcome to episode 53 of Lights Thunder Action, where every week two Thunder buddies discuss all things Marvel, Star Wars, DC, and the latest happenings in the entertainment industry. I'm Thomas Carter Rochester.
And I'm David Thompson. And today we've got a big show for you guys. A lot of news, including a Shang-Chi trailer, Alfred Molina confirming he is in No Way Home, which is a great disaster, and I love it so much. And then finally, at the second half, of course, of today's podcast, we will be talking about episode 5 of Falcon Winter Soldier, as well as previewing the finale, which is unbelievable that we finally not that we finally made it, that it's already here. Is what I'm trying to say. That the finale for Winter Soldier is already here. It feels like WandaVision. Of course, it was 3 weeks longer. WandaVision felt like it took so much longer to get through. This just blew by to me. I don't know about everybody else. Huh?
Technically only 2 weeks longer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But yeah, so Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's wrapping up, and the finale's winding up to be a good one, so I can't wait.
It was set up so perfectly. So, every week we are live streaming directly into your homes and phones via Facebook and the HWWS WebTV channel on YouTube and Facebook. We also are coming at you live from the Twitch. That's what the kids call it these days, right, David?
Yes,
like
the Twitch.
The Twitch.
Like the Ohio State University.
No, okay, it's the Florida State University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We are garbage. We're also now live streaming to the Twitter. Straight from our homes to your Twitter sphere. Very excited for that. Very excited that we're everywhere now. You can also find us on Linktr.ee. David, where can everyone find the audio version of our podcast? This whole news sequence messed up my words.
That's okay. Yeah, guys, for our audio podcast, it is fully updated now. I updated the audio podcast. It should be up and running. We are now we've been on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and our hosting site, Spreaker. Check us out there. If you're feeling generous, leave us a 5-star review. Say something nice about us. We really appreciate all of it. You know, if you're going for a run, driving your car, doing whatever, don't want to look at ugly mugs, can't catch it live, or don't want to watch the video, we have an audio version of our live show. All of them are up. All of our interviews have some great guests, including Bill Sadler from last week. Thanks again to Bill. That was an absolute best. And thank you all for listening. I know you guys are watching right now, but if you guys are listening too, we appreciate you. So Thomas, how you doing today, man?
David, I am well. As you know, I spent most of my days banging my head against a wall doing cover letter.
Right.
So did I finish it? Negative, because I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't crack the code today. Probably should have ate some lunch. Might have helped.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched NFL Live. Let's go. I'm ready. The draft. We're so close.
8 days.
But Dave, 8 long days into the draft. Yes. David, how you doing? You Spider-Man and web slinging son of a blue.
I'm great, man. You know, we got plenty of news today that I'm really excited to dive into, and it's just been a good day overall. Things are looking up. I went to the movies this past weekend. Saw a terrible movie called The Voyagers. Has Ty Sheridan in it, which was the draw to go see it. Me and my girlfriend oh yeah, we like him. You know, Cyclops, Ready Player One, just like that him as an actor. The movie has some redeeming qualities, but it's a disaster for the majority of it, but it was still great. You know, I was still having a great time. We went to the AMC in Disney Springs in Orlando, and we did the dine-in thing. Mm-hmm. So we got mozzarella sticks and some pretzel bite things. And it turned out I had a $5 little coupon on AMC, even though I haven't used AMC in forever. But that was awesome. So, took that out, did all that. And I just had a blast, even though the movie was pretty terrible. It was so fun being back in a theater. I have been back, saw Godzilla and Kong and all that, but being back in a different theater and eating food and just having a good time and just enjoying the theatrical experience again. So, things are looking up. I'm excited for the second half of this year. There's so many movies coming to theaters and streaming services, obviously with HBO Max and everything, but there's just, it's really lining up to be a great second half of 2021 when it comes to films.
I don't even care about the second half. Mortal Kombat, baby, comes out in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I get off work at 9:30 and the IMAX showing is at 9:30 and it's across the street. So I'm like,
nice.
Go to the IMAX.
Might as well. You should try to. You can just race over.
I could.
There's always previews.
There's always, I know, but here's the thing. If I'm spending money to see it in the IMAX, I want the previews in the IMAX as well, Shang-Chi. Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that in a theater soon. Maybe this weekend.
I saw a Fast and Furious trailer and I was like, that trailer almost made me want to see this movie.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. It's not in the news, but they came out with a new trailer recently since I think the pandemic and everything. It was the first restarting the marketing, and they came with a new trailer. I'm like, let's go. I'm all in again. I can't wait to see Fast and the Furious. June 25th marked my calendar. But yeah, actually, speaking of theaters,
I'll probably go see it. Let's be real. Like,
it's a fun time, man.
I want to go see movies, man. I love movies.
Yeah, exactly. And so this weekend is actually, I saw that movie last weekend in Orlando because this, it wasn't until this upcoming weekend, I think Friday is when the Regal here, like a couple of Regals here, actually opens up finally.
Oh.
Yeah, just in time for Mortal Kombat. I know me and Jasmine will probably go see something. I don't know if it'll be Mortal Kombat. I'm not sure if that'll be her desired choice. I might have to do some convincing.
Love, damn well you want to watch Scorpion cut some guys in half, right? How about this? You know what? They released Mortal Kombat the first 7 minutes. Jasmine, just give me like 7 minutes and get. If you're not into it, you're not. You know what? I didn't even have to pitch you this. Go to Twitter, Jasmine.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
She needs an excuse to go to Twitter.
We'll definitely see something.
You guys live, man.
Yeah, I love Twitter. We'll definitely see something. Maybe Mortal Kombat. I want to see that movie. But there's other things out right now that I'm interested in. I still want to see Raya. Yeah, I still have not seen that, and I've heard great things. We almost saw it last weekend. I really want to see that, but I'll definitely, because my Regal Unlimited account, I guess, will be like active again, which has been months, which is like the AMC A-list for Regal. So yeah. Anyway, Thomas, was there anything you've been watching lately of note?
Yeah, dude. So my original idea was Sunday to Friday, 1 episode a day of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
I made it to Sunday because I watched 3.5 episodes in a sitting. It was like, they go down so good.
Yeah.
And when you watch it in a binge, you really see what they're talking about when it comes to it's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I'm loving the most right now, which we'll really get into in a moment, in a long moment, excuse me, our show audience. The thing I'm loving the most is just watching how week to week we're gripped, we're in it, and the story is so tight and concise. Yeah. And it gets to a point where it's like, all right, we've met this resolution. Now we're on to the next issue at hand. But when you watch it in a binge, it's just like, it's a straight line. There's no buildup. It's just, yeah, okay, yep, that makes sense. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it just builds. And there are certain scenes that I found in episode 3, for example, or episode 5, for example, that I recognize after watching episode 1 and 2. Oh, that ties here. This ties in there. This ties in over here. The narrative and the way that they're weaving it, not only week to week and how it feels so, I got a great serving of Marvel. But when you watch it together, it's this entirely new complex entity where you're like, yeah, I got a serving of Marvel, man. So highly recommend binging it now, honestly, right now on the Disney Plus, or wait until Friday.
Then it's all out.
It's gonna be done, and I can't wait.
Me neither, man. Me neither. It's really been a good show, and I cannot wait to like talk about what's going on later in this show, and how it's gonna wrap up and what the future could lead to as well.
Yeah, I know. I just know I'm gonna cry because let's be honest.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
It is gonna be awesome. Probably gonna wake up like super early Friday to watch it. Is that you as well? Is that your plan?
We'll see. We'll see what happens with work. I'm supposed to close Friday, so again, remember Mortal Kombat Friday night. Now, if I could get that switched, I would, but probably not. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to work another 10 to 12-hour day like I did yesterday on accident because I just couldn't get everything that I was trying to get done.
Yeah.
What have you been watching? You been watching anything of note?
Only thing was that Voyagers movie, really. Nothing really. Just saw Voyagers, and it was okay. If you need something to go into a theater to see, that's not a bad choice. But I liked how Sheridan, Johnny Depp's daughter's in it. She looks. There's definitely moments in it. Yeah, and like she looks really like him, especially in some like angles or like facial expressions. With like that looks like Johnny Depp.
Kids are weird, bro.
Yeah, they look like their parents sometimes. It's wild.
It's super wild.
So yeah, that's it.
All my friends are having kids, David, and all my old roommates and stuff. It's that age, man.
That's crazy.
Uncle Thor is here, and so a couple of them, my old roommates, posted photos, and I was like, oh look, there's the mom's forehead, there's the dad's cheeks, there's the nose, and I'm like, yeah, kids are weird, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got bills to pay. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a brief ad break, and then we're gonna come right back with some fun. Hello, I'm Thor, son of Dale, here to tell you about the Life of Thor Productions official shop, the only place where you can get your official merchandise for the LightsThunderAction podcast and Life of Thor's Thor Watches series. Whether you want t-shirts, tanks, hoodies, mugs, or masks, Life of Thor Productions' official shop has you covered. If you happen to recognize there's an item that you would like to buy that is not in the official shop, head over to the LightsThunderAction podcast or Life of Thor and request that item, because if you want it, we'll sell it. Just head to lotproductions.threadless.com/collections to get the item that calls out to you via the Force. Again, that is lotproductions.threadless.com/collections. Thank you, and have a Thortastic day. A small town coroner has to team up with her ex-fiancé to save her town from a swarm of mutant honeybees. There's action, drama, humor, maybe even a flamethrower or two. There's definitely a ton of bad bee puns. And a very unlikely Hawaiian-wearing hero. This classic sci-fi feature cheese fest, written and directed by Elysium Marie and starring local talent from the Emerald Coast, invites you to join our journey from conception to reception by visiting Linktr.com/zombies the movie to keep up with all the buzz and donate to GoFundMe. That's Linkttree.com/ZOMBEZTHEMOEI.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Good morning, everyone. It's Monty Moore. I'm here to tell you a little bit about Blood and Bullets. It's my newest campaign on Kickstarter. It's issue number 1 of a 2-part arc. It's a 48-page graphic novel about vampire bites and Western gunfights. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's quite unique, different than everything that's out there. It's been a project 5 years in the making, and it's based on my 3 times optioned screenplay of the same name, Blood and Bullets. And yesterday we had a great day. We hit 250 backers, and we hit the $20,000 funding mark for stretch goals. And every backer will be sharing in all the different awesome stretch goals that we have on the campaign. This is the 5th or 6th one we've already unlocked. So it's going very well. I invite you to check it out. It's now on Kickstarter. And congratulations to LightsThunderAction for 1 year of an awesome podcast. We appreciate all you do for the indie publishing and comics community. Thank you, guys.
And that, of course, was Monty Moore, friend of the show. Monty. But Now it's time for this beautiful journalist to my right to enlighten us with new information that he's pulled from across the multiverse. David Thompson, I don't know if you folks know this, but he's kind of a big deal, right? He works for the direct.com. You see him here every week. You see him here every week. I bring the hair. Excuse me, everyone. And that's why it is everyone's favorite segment.
What the news?
It was very delayed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So breaking news. This came out just maybe like an hour ago. So Thomas, if you want to share your screen at any time, Disney and Sony set massive movie deal bringing Spider-Man films to Disney Plus. This is coming straight from Variety.com. This is they exclusively learned this, I guess. They're the first ones to report on this, at least. I'm going to read straight from Variety's article here. Still breaking this down. This is brand new information, but I pretty much have a feel for what this is, and I'm going to let you guys know what's going on here. So basically, Sony and Disney have struck a deal. And here's what they say. Disney has set a massive movie licensing pact with Sony Pictures for the U.S. that promises to bring Spider-Man and other Marvel properties to Disney Plus, starting with Sony's 2022 release slate. So that probably won't include, in theory, Venom and No Way Home. But we'll see. The wide-ranging deal which runs through Sony's 2026 theatrical slate, so it's from now, or it's a 4-year deal from 2022 to 2026, also calls for Sony titles to run across Disney's array of streaming and linear platforms, making it unprecedented in scope as it covers Disney Plus, Hulu, FX Networks, ABC, Disney Channel, and Freeform. It also includes a significant number of library titles. Interesting. Maybe Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, Amazing Spider-Mans. We'll see.
All the Spider-Man.
Yes. Will spread among various outlets. The last little bit here. The agreement comes on the heels of this is what's interesting, right? Because we just kind of heard this almost exact same story, it feels like, not long ago with Netflix. Yeah.
We did.
Which is, we'll get into it. The agreement comes on the heels of Sony's output deal with Netflix for titles in a lucrative post-theatrical phase 1 window. The Disney deal covers subsequent TV windows, meaning that the titles will land on Netflix first, about 9 months after the start of a film's theatrical run. Disney is scooping up from multiple platforms and windows previously reserved for ad-supported cable and broadcast airings of movies. The Netflix and Disney deal also runs for the same license term. So on that, what's interesting is, so now for Sony Pictures movies, at least the Marvel ones, that's what they're specifically talking about here, is that they're going to go in theaters, then VOD/Blu-ray, where you can buy them there, and then they'll go to Netflix, and then they'll end up on Disney Plus. So they got this whole system lined up. Like, whereas, Disney Plus / maybe FX or Hulu, because it is it's just Disney own streaming services or channels. So what's interesting, and really the bottom line here, I think kind of the news is one little bit scrolling down a little, is that Sony is expected to rake in about $3 billion in movie licensing over the life of the deals, including the Netflix deal and the Disney Plus deal now. So the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, when I first saw the headline, I was like, holy shit, new deal with Tom Holland, Spider-Man, like new movies. That's not exactly what this is. I do think, however, this can give us, a sign of hope. If you're a fan that's worried that Tom Holland may, leave the MCU at some point, or Sony and the MCU may stop working together, I think this deal, should maybe help you a little bit. Know that that's probably coming, just because now they have this deep deal, that they're entrenched with each other now with how this is working, and they're obviously open to making deals and negotiating. So I think it's a good sign on that front, first off. And primarily here, Sony Pictures specifically, they are doing a brilliant job of making as much money as possible with basically just Spider-Man, right? I mean, yeah, there's Venom and Morbius or whatever, but like basically just Spider-Man is going to rake them in $3 billion just in licensing. right? That doesn't include the theatrical. That doesn't include when I buy the Blu-ray. Just in saying, hey, Netflix, you can have it for a little bit of time. And then, hey, Disney, you can have it for a little bit of time too. That's going to give them $3 billion in their wallet, basically just because of Spider-Man. Just for Spider-Man.
And
With
you want to know why?
Power comes great responsibility, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to know why?
Why?
I want more movies of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Give me more movies of Spider-Man.
You know, and I already saw something on Twitter. I don't see this anywhere in the article, at least the Variety report, that, you know, Garfield and Maguire's Spider-Mans are going to be on Disney Plus. I didn't read that anywhere. I'm seeing it on Twitter from some outlets, but maybe that's a thing. I do think, you know, for me personally, this is exciting. I'm just happy, once again, mentioning they're not doing their own streaming service. They're just going to make a ton of money renting it out.
Yeah, hey, there you go. And see, the best part is it's when it comes to like the new movies, it isn't really that big of a deal. But when it comes to the catalog,
the library,
where, you know, that to me is way more enticing. Because again, I have the Disney Plus subscription package of ESPN Plus and Hulu with ads, so I still get those movies.
Right.
In any fashion that it goes through. So
yeah,
that's what's really exciting is I'm gonna get it in Netflix, and then when it's gone from Netflix, I'm gonna get it from Disney Plus.
It just seems crazy to me. Like, this deal is so much money, and just to think, is that like what I would love to see a history of, like, these deals of the past. You know, when normally it would be like VOD. And then it would be on, you know, it'd be on TNT or FX like months later. And you don't think about these things. You don't think about the deals behind the scenes. This is a massive deal. And honestly, like, it excites me and it gives me a bit of, you know, I guess it makes me relax a little bit that I'm more confident now today that they will strike a deal and there will be maybe a Tom Holland led Spider-Man 4, 5, 6 than I was yesterday. Because it seems like even though Tom Holland has gone on record saying that just recently, like a few months ago, like, oh, I don't think there's going to be any issues between Sony and Disney now after that 2019, you know, debacle for a moment. What do you think, Thomas?
I think that if they ever do that to us again, I'm going to riot.
Yeah, I was so upset. You can ask anyone like in my life. I was so upset when they announced he was going to be out of the MCU.
See the memes. Honestly, here's how I know how bad it was. That's when I started downloading memes on my phone. I was just so upset.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they're leaving money on the table. Why would you leave money on the table, idiots?
Yeah.
And then they came back and they did it. And they were like, yeah, we left money on the table so you'd give us more. And we got.
Yeah, we did.
Worth it. Because we still get the Spider-Man in the MCU like we always needed because, like, I mean, come on. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the dude. He's the kid.
I mean, the bottom line here, guys, you know, Sony and Disney doing deals is just a great thing for any of us fans to see if you want to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. And speaking of Spider-Man, we have, honestly, it's a hilarious story. Alfred Molina has
legendary.
Just speaking freely, open, as if he hasn't signed any kind of NDA, which he definitely has. He spoke with Variety, and he basically went into detail about his role in Spider-Man No Way Home, him reprising his role as Doc Ock, and being in the movie. So I'm going to read through a bit of this, mostly the quotes from Molina. This is coming to us from Variety.com. Molina says, "It was wonderful. It was very interesting going back after 17 years to play the same role. Given that in the intervening years, I now have 2 chins, a waddle, crow's feet, and a slightly dodgy lower back." So basically talking about how he's aged. He's not exactly in the same shape. Okay, so here's a bit, reading straight from the article as well. When the actor asked John Watts, the director of No Way Home, how the movie would bring Doc Ock back. So this is a specific thing, you know, for the plot of this film. Since, as he pointed out, I died, Molina said the actor told him, in this universe, no one really dies. Interesting. Molina also mentioned that I didn't write down the specifics on this, but he mentioned how he talked to Watts, and he mentioned like de-aging and how they've done it with Robert Downey Jr. and Samuel L. Jackson, and so alluding to the fact that they were going to de-age Molina in this film. Here's a quote. "I don't have the same physicality that I did 17 years ago. That's just a fact." Moving on. Molina realized, though, that the nature of the role would save him. I then remembered that it's the tentacles that do all the work. He sat up straight in his seat. "My basic physical movements, Doc Ock, as actor, is just this." And he says he glared intensely at the zoom camera and made a menacing noise. "I just do that a lot, and the arms are doing all the killing and smashing and breaking." Emphasis on killing? ? That's my addition. "I'm just going," and he glared again with a kind of mean look on my face. It was fantastic. Also, I don't know why I didn't put this in my notes. A big thing he mentioned is that Watts told him, and he revealed that his story picks up right in that scene in the river when he dies in Spider-Man 2, which is probably the biggest bit of this news, because that gives us fans actually a glimpse into the whatever the hell this plot of this film is going to be, that basically it picks up right then. So that's interesting to know. You know, how this movie's going to go, what this movie's going to be is still very up there. I'm trying not to get my hopes and expectations up too high. I honestly just find it hilarious that Molina is just like, screw the NDA. You know, I don't care what Feige thinks or Amy Pascal. I'm going to just tell them what it is, tell them about my experience, even though they're trying to keep this, you know, this movie under wraps more than anything else at Sony or Marvel. Molina's like, screw it. You know, I'm just going to tell them about my experience, and man, was it fun, and just joking about it. While all of us nerds are just like, you know, obsessed with it.
I find it so hilarious that Sony, who had how many emails get leaked?
Yeah, a lot.
That the only real leaks that are coming out with Marvel movies are at Sony.
Mm-hmm.
I blame Sony. But also, we haven't seen that many set photos from it either.
We have not,
which is crazy, because when you think about the other Marvel leaks, for example, Thor: Love and Thunder,
seen a lot.
It's all set photos.
We've seen none from Doctor Strange.
Yeah, well, that's green screen, baby. Why would they? They don't need what where they're going. They don't need on set, right? On location, excuse me. They got all the screens in the. They got all the volumes in the world.
Oh, right.
That's the name of it. So they got all the money, dude. As Kevin Feige says, they have all the money. David.
Yes.
Are all the other rumors true, though?
I mean, here's the thing, right, guys? Everyone's wondering about this movie. Is Garfield in it? Is Maguire in it? Is Green Goblin in it? We know that Doc Ock's back. Yes. We know that Electro's back. You know, I'm not going to get into the details because it could be spoilery. I read this leak that came out online about the plot of Spider-Man No Way Home. If it's true, you know, I'm going to be. I'm going to be.
I know you love a good tease. Tease us.
Okay, we're moving on after this to the Shang-Chi trailer. Shang-Chi trailer. Sorry, thank you. If the leak I read online is correct, I will be inconsolable in the movie theater. I don't know if I should see with Jasmine, because I will literally be inconsolable. And that is all. But I'm not getting my hopes up, because plenty of leaks in the past have not been true. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. I'm not
inconsolable
in a positive way.
Okay.
I will be I will be on a different dimension.
All right, man. Yeah, now you're talking my language, dude. Honestly,
no, it'll be
I totally get that. That was me in Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame. I was just like,
it would be similar to that. Yeah, like especially like Infinity War Endgame, where it's just like, oh, this is just candy.
Because this movie really feels like the Sony Endgame.
In a lot of ways, it could be.
Why the hell not? Like, why not do that?
Yeah.
Why not when you're tapping into the multiverse and you have a quote from Feige saying he's the only character as the superpower of crossing cinematic universes.
Right.
He didn't say that for no reason. So,
yeah. You know,
and the best part, David, is when he said that, we're like, oh, maybe they'll build to that. Dude, they're just like, hey, remember Spider-Man? Oh, remember Spider-Man? Oh, remember Spider-Man? Yeah, here's all of them. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
more, please.
I'm not getting my hopes up yet. You know, I think there was some stuff I definitely question in the leak. I'm not going to get into specifics, but I've talked to some people I shared it with because they were asking me like, hey, send it to me. I want to talk about it. Where I like brought up some points where I'm like, yeah, you know, that doesn't, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. And I think the first trailer, whenever that comes out, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to show us a lot. You know, we'll see. They could totally, yeah.
All right. We are less than 5 months until Shang-Chi. So
yeah, definitely.
We're not going to get, I think 5 months is about the span of how long we're going to wait. So June 20, what? When does Venom come out?
Venom comes out now in October, I believe.
In October.
It got pushed.
Okay. When does Morbius come out?
February 20 or no, something in 2022.
Oh, it got moved?
Extra
okay,
pushed.
so
yeah.
In that case, they're likely just going to drop it.
There's no Sony picks.
With
that's what you're getting
Widow.
at. Yeah, that
July
could be
9th,
it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's 5 months, give or take. And that means around June, end of May, we should be getting an Eternals trailer.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, Eternals should be coming fairly soon. I could see a world in which by the end of June we could possibly have a No Way Home trailer and an Eternals trailer, because Sony is a little more aggressive when it comes to marketing. And
True.
And they still, I think, are kind of in charge of marketing. Obviously, it's a collaborative deal.
You know what? We'll find out soon, actually, because we're about 6 months away from. We're about 5 months away from Venom anyway. So once we get a Venom trailer.
Then we got a Venom trailer. Yeah. So, you know, don't hold your breath. But I think they are going to definitely want to build the hype for this film. Because, I mean, by December, you know, they have high expectations for the box office when it comes to No Way Home, as they should. And that, in my opinion, depending on how the movie is and what's actually going on in it, it could be a 2019 box office breaking kind of deal where it's like, okay, the box office is back. No Way Home. Because it'll be December by then, at least in the States. You know, there'll be a lot of vaccines out there, obviously. I think hopefully by then, maybe there will be 100% capacity. I hope so. And I think it could just be monumental. But let's move on to another Marvel property, and we got very excited for this. I have been very excited for this one for a long time. Just from I've never even read a Shang-Chi comic at all. But I just thought the idea of it, you know, a kung fu MCU movie, I'm in, right? Like the fighting, and it's everything in this quick trailer. It really showed everything that I was looking for when it comes to the choreography and the fighting style, and just kind of, I think, the tone of the movie. I think they're going to really nail, where it is this part comedy, like a lot of MCU films, but then it's, you know, it is this kung fu deal, and it has the Mandarin, and it is this serious, like, father-son kind of tone to it. So, Thomas, did you want to watch it on here or just discuss it?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna brave the. No, I'm guessing that maybe the universe doesn't want me to do it. No, we are going to do that. Yes, sir. I was getting our Twitch stream shared to Snapchat.
Oh, no worries.
The attempt, we didn't get there. That's all right though, because Shang-Chi, ladies and gentlemen, is just a yes.
So, what were your initial thoughts, Tom? We've already seen this. We're just gonna kind of talk through it now. What did you think? When did this drop? What was this, Tuesday or Monday?
Monday.
Yeah.
Which it was my first day off in a while, so I was trying to enjoy it and have relaxation. And at 9 a.m., at 8 a.m., which I had just woken up, so I had already kind of forgotten about it. You send me the poster, and you're like, it's just a poster, and I was like,
yeah,
bummer, dude.
They baited me. They baited a lot of people.
Man. They got us, man. And I was like, I mean, that's smart, though. Like, I did not remember when the movie came out until the end of the trailer.
September,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it just like, the trailer. And I was like, ah!
Yeah.
And I like ran over here, turned on the TV, watched it, drooled, watched it again, drooled. I don't know what the plot is gonna be from this trailer, and it makes me not want to watch anything again.
Definitely an origin story.
I mean, it's definitely an origin story. We're gonna get flashbacks, which David, you love.
I love a good flashback, man. I love a good flashback.
So it's gonna be hype for you, but I really think it seems to me the core of this movie is, son, I want you to come back. And what he has to do with that information. And like, does he want to go back? Mm-hmm. Obviously, it does not appear so. Right. So there's some really interesting interesting stuff going on in the comments right now. Terry McIver just said, what if, I like the lead in there, Trevor was the actual Mandarin and deep faked us all. Much
I doubt
like
it, but
Verbal and Kaiser Soze. Also, Pop is in the comments. Hello, Pop. He says, hey, Thunder Twins.
Hi.
And then, of course, Terry had a good one earlier when we were talking about Disney Plus, to the tune of Toys R Us. All the MCU under one roof. Disney Plus, Disney Plus, Disney Plus, Disney Plus, except Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, with that, Hulk's the only one, under Universal that's never gonna make it Disney Plus. At least right now.
Wrong.
What?
I think he can be in a TV show.
No. I'm saying like that's the Incredible Hulk movie.
The Incredible Hulk.
No.
Oh, the movie that no one remembers exists.
Correct.
People are like, wait, that's a Marvel Studios movie? I'm like, yeah. Have you not seen the Tony Stark post credits?
People don't have to watch it, honestly.
And I'm like, have you not seen all the Hulk stuff going on in Iron Man 2 in the video? Maybe or maybe not. What about Avengers? Maybe not. No, nothing. Okay, fine. It's cool. Kaiser Soze. All right, so back to Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
How loud is that, Mr. David?
Very quiet. How do you say it's Simu Lu?
I think it's Simu Lu.
Simu Lu?
And if I'm wrong,
I'm used to reading it and I used to saying it.
Same, yes. But that
I love the fact that he kind of went away from this life of kung fu from his family and just tried to be a normal person.
I like how
almost
you
his
said
phrase
away from the life of kung fu, as opposed to away from the life of crime.
Yeah, right. I mean, it seems like he was like a prodigy, raised from a young age to fight. We obviously see some flashbacks and whatnot, like we're seeing right now. I think this could be a really cool dynamic and just a great origin story. That's what I want out of this movie, right? Like set him up to be this great Avenger. Oh, looks ripped. Let's go.
No, I love that it seems to be this father-son relationship at the core of this movie. Like really. And it looks like that what we were just seeing there, and with the rings and that really hyper colorized light, it's in eccentricity. That right here,
bro. The
stuff,
choreography and the cinematography,
all of that seems like an extra big flashback.
Ooh.
Like the origin of the 10 rings, the power of the 10 rings, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, I also love, another like bus train sequence.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. I think, a classic, in my opinion, a classic origin story trope is them fighting in just like street clothes.
Yes.
To me,
I love Aquafina so much.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
Everyone was raving about her after this trailer, just kind of like talking about her. I think, it almost seems like that scene where he's fighting in his street clothes is like, he almost got like jumped or something and had to like tap into that kung fu like martial arts thing. And I think the fact that in the comics, from what I understand, he's the master of, what is it, martial arts? Is that what they say?
He's the master of martial arts, yes.
And oh man, I love like the fact they're setting him up to be this. He trained for years and years and years, and it's like, I'm over it, Dad. Like, I don't want to be this, right? Like, I love that kind of like storytelling where our hero actually has to decide they want to do it for themselves, not because they were told to. And family dynamics are always great, right? In any story.
And I love how his dad let him go. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Go. Like, that shows how much he actually loves his son. He's like, you know what? You need time? Go take time.
Yeah.
I will give you as much time as you want. But after 10 years, he's a little salty.
Yeah, he's like, come on. It's funny, Thomas. If this happens after the blip in 2023, it'll have been 10 years since Iron Man 3, which is our last encounter with 10 rings style things. I saw someone at the Direct brought that up, and I was like, oh, interesting. Who knows if that'll actually play in, but an interesting little like potential tie-in. I also saw something online. I'm curious your thoughts on this. Okay. I saw someone say like a rumor, or they had heard. It seemed very wishy-washy, but that this takes place during those 5 years after the snap. I've heard that, and I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that'd be interesting. I like that. I would like that.
I would love that. If there's a period in time in the MCU that I really want to see, right now, that is relevant, topical, needed, blip. That 5 years. I mean, however, the way that San Francisco looked does not look the same as it did in Endgame. So how are you gonna tie that all together is a real good question.
And who knows? It could be an interesting timeline. It could happen before, during, and after. This is going to be a story that's not just in a couple days. The story they're telling, it's going to be through flashbacks. I feel like it's probably going to take a good amount of time to see the story completely fleshed out, from him being a chauffeur or whatever he's doing working at a hotel, to then coming back and being in this badass costume and being Shang-Chi, like the master of martial arts, right? So that's what. Part of me, I really enjoy origin stories for that sake, where they can do a lot of setting up, a lot of storytelling, and cover a good amount of time. Some movies are great because they happen in 1 or 2 days, but sometimes I think these Marvel movies or superhero movies, I almost want it to take a longer amount of time, if that makes sense. Just because like, wait, that all happened in a couple days, like. You almost don't feel like you get a good look into where that character is or like their lives. I thought about that in Far From Home. We weren't really with Peter all that long. He kind of just goes to Europe, and then when he comes back, the story's over. You know what I mean? We never like got him in New York, really, like we did in Homecoming. And that's a sequel, a classic sequel thing. We already got him established. Boom, they has an adventure. Let's go do it. And getting back to Shang-Chi, I think this is a great setup. Like, I think this movie is going to be a great setup for an even brighter future for this character. I want him to be an Avenger. I want him to be with the likes of Spider-Man or the new Captain America and Sam Wilson. Like, I think he would work great in the MCU, interacting with those people. And I can't be more excited. I wish Black Widow was still in May. and I wish this was still in July, but that's not the case. But I'm willing to wait. And this has got me very excited, is all.
That was a sad reminder that they used to be like soon.
Oh, it used to be a lot worse.
so here's a couple things before we move out of here that I really wanted to note. We didn't see his costume, his suit in the trailer, did we?
No, we did not see us full out. We didn't really see him completely fleshed out third act looking deal. Okay. You know what I mean?
I didn't think so, yeah. Which I like. I'm cool with that. Showing me the picture is enough. I'm curious if that's a dragon scaled leather.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean like that suit is genuine dragon hide from the ancient times or something. Like that's what I'm thinking. And then how his cuffs go. And it looks like instead of 10 rings on fingers, it'll be 10 rings
on like the arm.
On the arms. It looks like that is designed to hold the 10 rings. So he may end up, and again, it's called the Legend of the 10 Rings. That flashback sequence with all the what is it? Hyper stylized. I believe is what it is.
Yeah.
The color, huge, bright. It's
very stylized. Yes.
That feels like an ancient legend flashback.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be really exciting to see where it goes. And I have this, if I think where's his place in the Avengers, it's training the Avengers because he's done that in the comics. So why not the master of martial arts be like, yeah, Peter, you don't really know how to fight, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me like 3 weeks of your time.
Right.
So, in fact, that's what actually happened. He lost his powers in the comics, and Shang-Chi came in and taught him how to do martial arts. You know who else is going to be coming soon? David?
Yeah.
He's going to be speeding in to a theater near us.
Yeah. So this is another... I think the biggest movie that's coming out for DC. Before I say that, I take that back because there's the Batman, there's Black Adam, there's Shazam. This is one of the biggest DC movies that's coming out in the near future. The Flash. Obviously starring as.
Okay, I see. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry, I was confused by what you said.
Oh,
But here's what I will say. I will stick to because I like your first argument. Here's my thing. The Flash is the first event film that DCU seems to have going on. And let's be real, if Black Adam is an event film, which it will because The Rock is in it, depending on how that story goes, we'll see what happens. But like this is, as we will get to eventually, this is an event. This feels like, hey, remember all these awesome fun stuff that you just saw in the Zack Snyder's Justice League? Here's more, kid.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Ezra Miller in The Flash in the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut kind of got me really, really excited for this project. This would be my number 2 most anticipated DC project coming out. Right behind the Batman for me. Just because I'm a Batman fan and that movie looks kick ass. But okay, here's the news, right? This is what the news. Production has officially started for The Flash. So it has begun. We got this new. You don't have to open up any articles for this one because you nicely showed us the logo here. That is the new movie Flash logo, which almost seems to be, to me, when I look at it, like, ooh, are they hinting at a new suit? Because that's the chest piece, and like it looks like it's gonna look a little different, which I'm happy about because that's one gripe I have with the Ezra Miller Flash right now. I do not like the look of that suit. It's not my favorite at all.
I like it in the essence that he designed it himself and he built it from scraps.
Yeah,
for sure. But I don't like it. Like it fits story wise. I just don't like it.
I agree. It doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look like the Flash, So now the other part of this, right? So the Flash has started production. Yay, celebrate. Oh no. I dropped something. It's begun production. Woo! Second part of this is, so a long time ago, Michael Keaton was reportedly going to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne Batman in this film. And then like a few months ago, there was another, or maybe like a month ago, there was like some rumors and reporting going around that, oh my gosh, Keaton might not actually be in it because of COVID concerns. But The Wrap has officially reported that Michael Keaton's talent agency, ICM Partners, has confirmed that he will return in the movie as Batman, as Bruce Wayne, and we can all celebrate that. This movie, I think, this movie's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be badass. Like the fact they're actually I think people are underselling how cool it is that Keaton's going to be back as Batman. That's so cool. And like, especially this part of his career. Oh,
here's why I think they're really underselling it, though. Let's think about fans these days. Really, I was born in 91.
Right.
I'm about to turn 30. A lot of people call me an old man. I want to kick them. Not because they call me an old man. I just kind of want to kick them. Totally they're not, mutually
unrelated.
We're related. It just happened to be funny at the time.
Right.
But I watched the Batman movies at a super young age. Very, very early that most children don't even remember.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, like it's awesome to me. But it's so long ago to me that I'm not as emotionally tied into it.
Right.
I'm just excited to see it more from a storytelling standpoint.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love Michael Keaton. Like his resurgence, he went upon a career resurgence in the exact same order that his career went in, basically.
Right.
He like came back in The Other Guys. And he plays the captain and he makes all the TLC references and he just does it so beautifully. And then he's Birdman like a year and a half later winning Oscars. And it's like, bro,
yeah,
let's go.
And he's great as the Vulture.
Oh, listen, if there's one person I hope that genuinely comes back in, what is it? No Way Home. Vulture.
Yeah. I mean, he's in Morbius.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if it brings together and important note, the fact that Morbius doesn't come out before No Way Home is very intriguing to me.
I know, right? I'm very surprised by that. Morbius went from being first in line to now third in line of these Sony flicks.
We gotta go back to sorry, show folks. We're gonna come back to Flash and Keaton in a minute just because of
we're pretty much done with this.
Timelines. Is this what I wanted to click on? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to when it comes to the Spider-Man situation, there was a comment earlier that I totally saw and meant to pull up.
Yeah.
And it's that Sony has expressed an interest in the new long format storytelling. That comes from Pop GW Pomichter Murray. If that's the case, and they're setting all this stuff up in No Way Home to be like, it's like this thing, and then it comes out, and then like, hey, by the way, we were filming another movie this whole time. Here's the second one release date. Like, imagine if they did that.
Wow.
And they're like doing all these leaks right now, or they're doing all these leaks right now, and they're planning to. Now I'm dreaming right now, so let me go realistic really fast. Who's to say that this actually isn't going to be what is the most important part of setting up the Sinister Six?
Morbius or No Way Home?
No Way Home.
Yeah, yes.
Which is
I would
why
think
Morbius doesn't matter as much.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because where does Morbius even lie? Maybe Morbius is in the blip.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's a good idea. I think with these Sony, with Venom and Morbius, I think for Venom 2 and Morbius 1, I don't think their timeline matters that much with No Way Home. I also, in a way, I think No Way Home is just going to be like off the walls bananas. And there's not going to... Making sense is going to be an afterthought. Alfred Molina comes back from the river where he dies, and it's like none of it already makes sense, and we know nothing about the movie, right?
Come with me if you want to live.
I think the order is going to be somewhat arbitrary for these films. I think maybe in the future, like we said, the Sinister Six, and maybe another new Marvel Disney deal. The possibilities are endless, and they have to go towards the Sinister Six. They were trying to do that years ago with the Amazing Spider-Man. They were setting it up. They had plans. There were literally plans in place for a Sinister Six movie. And they just went to the wayside because they ended up joining forces with Disney and Marvel Studios. But now they have a second chance with Marvel Studios to do the same thing. Sony's honestly played this very well since 2015, in my opinion.
And I don't think we actually give Sony enough credit.
No, we do not, because we complain about them all the time. I definitely do.
Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes. What can we say? We as fans would like certain things to just be so simple. And it's just like, give us the Spider-Man. We want more movies of Spider-Man. Make them good. Well, make sure they're good ones, damn it. So I think it's really interesting, though, that they could be building to like, it's like, it really feels like they're building to this trilogy movie. But it feels like this movie will build crescendo, and the resolution will then be, well, now he's made a lot of enemies. And now we're going to team up and form our own little Dark Avengers, and we're going to go after Spider-Man. Maybe that happens in this movie.
Right.
I'd be kind of bummed if it did.
We'll see. I think they're going to take their time. I think, and I think with these Morbius Venom solo films, they're not in this great rush to push it because Venom was very successful monetarily. So I feel like they don't right now.
I need to watch it again.
I think they did in 2014. They felt this rush to this big event film, seeing the Avengers, seeing what's going to be Civil War, things like that, where these event ensemble films are making so much money. They felt the rush to do that. Venom killed it, right? It did a great job with with a Spider-Man villain at the head. It made $800 million by itself, right? And that's why you're seeing the Morbius being made and things like that. And I'm not maybe playing the long game with the Sinister Six, doing their own thing. So anyway, I think we're heading in a pretty good direction when it comes to Spider-Man. Let's move on to
before we do that, let's hop in here really quick to some comments.
Yeah, sure.
Pop. He said there was a No Way Home leak and speculation that No Way Home will. Never mind.
Huh?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to read it before I read it out loud because I was just flying off the bat. There's in speculation that No Way Home will touch off a McGuire Part 4 and put a Spider-Man in the new Venom verse.
I saw this.
Do we get Madam Web and Spidey? Question mark coming from Terry McIver. Makes sense that she can manipulate time and space.
Maybe. I think when it comes to No Way Home, Doctor Strange and whatever the hell's going on with that is going to be the main driver behind, the multiversal craziness. Maybe not Madam Web, because Doctor Strange, an established character, it could make a little more sense that way, perhaps. But good idea, Terry.
Yeah, I actually agree, because let's be real, this movie ends. It's setting up Doctor
Strange, and I think it's in a lot of ways going to be a part 1.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing that we really got to think about here too. Is like that's super. What if like Multiverse of Madness turns out to just be like Avengers 2.5.9 and a 7.
I think it'll be.
How many movies have there been? 4. Avengers 5.
Right.
0.
And Chris Hemsworth has already been like Love and Thunder is like an Avengers movie ensemble thing. So the ensembles aren't stopping anytime soon.
I love it. Because and here's the real thing, because then you can get higher paid actors for shorter amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. It just makes sense. We're gonna leave Spider-Man after this last one. He also says that it could also launch the other way and launch a Garfield 3, David.
Yeah. I have actually seen the same rumors, leaks going around of they seem to not. I don't believe them, to be honest. Where these could be setting up a Spider-Man 4, an Amazing Spider-Man 3. I could see where I would love that. I would personally, especially a Spider-Man 4, which was supposed to be a movie that never happened. I'd also love Garfield to come back. You know, these are all dreams of mine, right? I find it very hard to believe that they would fully produce and make different Spider-Man movies live action at the same general time. I think that'd be hard for marketing. And just kind of figuring out like what exactly is going on, like for casual fans, as much as I would want it. You know, I did see something where someone said, because with the Netflix deal, there's something about TV shows. We're like, oh, maybe like Maguire go on Netflix. I think it's all a lot of speculation, to be honest. I don't know if there's any real truth to a Spider-Man 4 and Amazing Spider-Man 3 happening, as much as I would want it to be true, right? Because as a fan, you know, we never got to see the conclusion of the Amazing Spider-Man series. We basically got a conclusion in Spider-Man 3, but I would love to see that return. I hope it's true, but I'm really, you know, I'm definitely dubious on that one. I think there's a lot of other things that are a lot more believable than Sony going back and being like, hey, we're gonna reset these universes as well, even though we're, you know, all in on Tom Holland. I don't know.
Here's my thought really quick on that. Let's be real.
Sure.
Loki's a great thing. Now, granted, Loki died, and now the only alive Loki we get is this multiversal version. But the fact that it is another universe that may, I mean, they're saying it may tie in, but it really may not. And if it does, it could just be like, oh, it's a cameo, and then it's like, all right, bye, love you later. I've been falling for 30 minutes, etc. So. Like it could really just be he pops in, he pops out, and he just stays in his universe doing his thing with the time variance authority. And that is, I think, a great test.
Right.
Can we have these movies of pocket universes? And I now have a question that came from the comments in some sort of way. It's inspired by the comments for later in the show. Speaking of questions, before we move on, we're not going to talk Flash anymore. Sorry, Flash. We love you, but we're here for Marvel.
We covered it.
Sorry, we talked about it, but we were in and we were out. We flashed in. If you have questions, creative questions that you want to ask us, last week we had some good ones. Here's a question, that I thought of earlier, and we're not going to answer it now, David. Don't think about it. It's going to be
okay
as an example. As an example, if you could pick one Avenger and drop it into another pocket universe, what would it be and why? That's an example. We're not going to answer that question. That was not the original question. That's a damn good question. So we might answer that one too later.
Yeah. Put a pin in that.
We'll put a pin in that one. Someone remind me what I said, because I'm not going to remember. Because I just have an invasion of intrusive thoughts. There's another kind of invasion going on, isn't there?
Yeah, maybe a secretive one. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be honest, right? I've never read Secret Invasion. Captain Marvel was a so-so MCU movie to me. So, the idea of this series, I haven't been anticipating it all that much, comparatively, right? You know, it's all relative to these other MCU products that I'm super hyped for. This, I'm like, what is this going to be? You know, this story is kind of monumental, and it's just a Disney Plus show. And that's always made me a little...
Just the Disney Plus show?
Just the Disney Plus show.
David.
And I'm sticking with that. WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, for how great they've been, they are not going to be, I think, as... Well, they're pivotal, but WandaVision was really just for her character. Falcon the Winter Soldier is setting up Sam. Secret Invasion is an alien invasion that's been seeping for decades, right? That is a huge global, crazy event. Bottom line, the new casting news for this show has got me excited, right? Beyond all of those maybe issues or concerns I've had. Hi. Here's the latest news. So they have casted Emilia Clarke, Mother of Dragons, and Olivia Colman, Oscar-winning Olivia Colman, mind you, in unknown roles in Secret Invasion. So two great actresses. Already Kingsley Ben-Adir, he's already in it, set to be the villain, according to reports. So that's exciting.
Oh.
Yeah, did you not know that?
I did not know he was the villain.
He is, yeah. That's what I don't know who initially had that report. Maybe Hollywood Reporter or Variety. It was like they said it was in the antagonist role. Emilia Clarke and Olivia Colman, unclear. But I love Emilia Clarke. I love her in Game of Thrones. So I think this is a great addition. People are already fan casting her as Abigail Brand, who is in Secret Invasion. And could play a big role in that. So, Thomas, you saw all of this. What were your thoughts?
I wanted her to be the Skrull Queen right off the bat. I was like, yeah. If there's somebody who could rally an entire race to just do whatever, Mother of Dragons, bro.
Hey,
right?
You got a great point. Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen. Breaker of chains, first of the name, the mother of dragons, the the unburnt one, whatever.
Right.
Like, come on, dude. Like, how could she not? But the Abigail Brand thing, as soon as you sent me that, you're like, yeah, she could be Abigail Brand. And I was like, no, that's perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that makes perfect sense. Because that same character, Daenerys Targaryen, you take that and you put that in like the government. And that sticks to protocol here and there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, okay. Because then she's just like, because then, David, we can get Abigail Brand versus Captain Marvel in an argument. Fighting, doing something.
That'd be sick.
Or better yet, fighting together.
Ooh. And it's Emilia Clarke. It's okay, so
right.
I have one more thought on this whole thing. Besides that, my excitement now has risen. Marvel is got a lot of Game of Thrones actors in it now. Between Eternals, Secret Invasion, and then oh my gosh, what's his face in Infinity War? Tyrion.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Thank you. I love Peter Dinklage. I can't believe I forgot his name. He was in Infinity War 2004.
He must be a South Pole elf.
Great reference. That's now 4 main character actors from Guardians Game of Thrones that's in the MCU now, which is very cool. And great actors all around. So I'm excited about this. Huh?
I love a good crossover.
Absolutely. And there might be some dragons in Shang-Chi. So
David, here's my question. Have you seen anything in what do you know Olivia Colman from?
When the report first came out, she looks incredibly familiar. I just can't put my finger on what I've seen her in. You know what I mean?
I've definitely seen her in a few things. I'm not remembering what they are off the top of my head, but I'm trying to figure out who she's playing.
My guess is a Skrull.
Again, trying to figure out
not a very hot take guess, considering there's going to be a lot of Skrulls in this.
Like, she's a Skrull. Wow.
Period. Right, yeah.
How original.
Right.
And here's the best part. We might get a little bit of a Secret Invasion tease going on in Spider-Man No Way Home, right?
I mean, we got a tease in Far From Home.
Exactly. That, hey, this is going to happen, and this seems to take place right after, allegedly, rumor has it. So this says it. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm excited.
Ready. I'm so ready, dude. Like, I just needed to be here now. And
what is the do you even know this off the top of your head? Does Captain Marvel 2 come first, or does Secret Invasion come first? I think Captain Marvel 2.
I think Captain Marvel 2 is 2023.
And this is when? I don't know, man. I'm getting confused now with the Disney Plus shows. It's hard to keep up.
No, 2022. Because it's Doctor Strange and Thor and Black Panther 2, allegedly. and Captain Marvel 2, all in the same year.
That's starting next year. Wow.
I know. And Thor Love and the reason I think of it now is Thor Love and Thunder's filming.
And that's what? That's February now?
Yeah. And it always starts filming about a year. Used to be like 2 years. Now it's about a year because of the way that they've been able to work on the graphics for so long already. So now they just got to film the stuff ahead of time and like, oh, we know what we need at least.
They've been filming for a while now.
With Taika working on Mandalorian the way he was, he might just be like, previs this whole shit for me then.
Right.
Like, what if they prevised the entire Thor? If they prevised the entire Thor movie, I would watch it animated. Disney Plus. Disney, give it to me. Ladies and gentlemen, we got bills to pay. We will be right back. And then we're going to talk about the main subject. Get a little guy known as Falcon in the Winter Soldier.
I'm GW Pomichter.
I'm Dina Marie. I'm Sage Ia.
I'm Thomas Carter Rochester.
Hey, I'm David Thompson.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hey there, this is Dave Adams.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Rose.
Jerome Conner here.
Hey guys, it's Josh Bauer.
It's Willow Schuyler.
I'm Cosplay Michael.
I'm Brevard.
It's your boy Country.
I'm Ryan Permison.
And I'd like to ask you guys,
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
please
Subscribe.
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 Please subscribe to HWWS
WebTV.
Great bunch of people.
And don't forget to smash the bell.
Ring that bell.
Smash that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell to be notified.
Hit the bell to get notified of new shows
And videos.
you're going to want to do that, so do that soon.
So we can cross that 20,000 mark
and get us to 100,000 subscribers.
to 1 million and 10 million and 100 million.
On HWWS.
WebTV.
You really like it. I guarantee it.
Thank you.
How you doing, everybody? This is KG Bethlehem. I'm an author of a new book called Certain Moments of Time. It's a collection of short stories. These short stories range from post-apocalyptic, dystopian, anti-utopia, as well as general fiction. You can find Certain Moments of Time on sale at Amazon.com, where you can purchase the ebook format as well as paperbook format. You can also purchase it at Lulu.com, paperbook format, and will be on sale soon at BarnesandNoble.com.
And now it is time for the Star Spangled Man with a play.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are finally almost to the finale. What?
We are finally almost
there. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. I've got some main points of conversation here to kind of go through. It involves some, breaking down last episode as well as talking about the future. So I just kind of want to, go through these. We'll bounce off the ideas. You guys in the comments, bounce your ideas back off us. And we're going to sit here and have a great time talking about this great show.
We are.
Here's one thing. One thing that I think was maybe the most powerful moment in this series so far was this episode's conversation between Sam Wilson and Isaiah Bradley. Just what Isaiah's gone through, what it was like being a black man going on these missions as like a Captain America super soldier and being tossed in jail for 30 years, being experimented on, and what we kind of already knew what he had been through a little bit. We got more of it in this scene, but really now this further developed, layered, conversation or struggle Sam has to deal with of what it would mean to be Captain America. Is he worthy? Should he be? It's not even just like, am I capable, but should I be this? Should I, should I put on the stars and stripes? Should I represent this? Is it worth it? Right. And Isaiah Bradley, you can't blame him for what he's saying after what he's been through. Right. But we get a great line, later in the scene later in the show when he's talking to his sister Sarah, when he's kind of decided, I should do this, right? Like I have decided that it is worth it. And he says that, why, after all the pain and sacrifices and everything that's happened, why stop fighting? I should keep fighting. You know what I mean? Whoa, what just happened there, Thomas?
Door got open.
And I thought it was a really powerful moment. Thomas, do you have any thoughts on that Isaiah Bradley conversation? I thought it was great, right? I thought it was just
that. Honestly, to me, that's like the biggest draw to this episode, because I was really hoping we get a payoff, and because I woke up at 3:40 in the morning on a Friday. And then worked a ridiculously long day. I watched this really early in the day, and the first thing I did was go truth, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, we're gonna get some like answers and stuff. And then it started playing, and I was like, man, if only they would like give us the Isaiah Bradley story in this episode, and then it would be truth for real. And then it started, and I think I sent you a text, which was, that was what it was.
Oh, really?
I was like,
okay.
They're giving us the Isaiah Bradley story. As soon as it said Baltimore, I was like, oh my God, we're here. We're doing it. It just could not. I couldn't get enough, man. I was so happy. It was
my God. Okay, it's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Awkward. Hit the wrong one. But I loved every second of it. And I mean, from a storytelling standpoint of it, at least, like hearing about it all is terrible. And it really is. It's interesting how that episode happened to come out, and gave us that conversation the same week that a military man was like pepper sprayed in the face, right? Because he was black. Is what it seems, is how it looks. Like, why would you need to do that? So, then after the events of yesterday, David, right? It's like, wow, this has a whole different meaning.
Right.
It shines a new light, if you will, on this episode.
Yeah.
And
no, it definitely does. It really does. Yeah.
Which is why I know I'm totally going to be crying on Friday when Sam, 3 letters. I got 1 letter out of those 3, right? I got an A. I will buy a raffle. That Sam is going to suit up in some sort of suit, and he's going to go do whatever he's going to do. And I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm really more excited for, David. Thunderbolt! It's happening. We're here, baby. Listen,
we are here.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Now, if they hadn't told us to be looking for this cameo, I would not have been looking. And I'd have been the whole time been like, is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus? But the way it was shot instantly told me, oh, okay, big cameo reveal here. So I was like, okay, cool. And it got me excited because I'm a fan of the actress.
Yeah.
But then she said her name, and I was like, that is a very specific name, and I did not know it off the top of my head. And I was like, well, that means a whole hell of a lot more than what we were just given.
Yeah.
And we find out that she was supposed to debut in Black Widow.
That's the rumor, right? And I feel like that's probably true now. Those rumors, I'm sure, are true after we know that she is Falcon Winter Soldier. Initially, it would have been Black Widow, then Falcon the Winter Soldier, just kick off this phase of the MCU. So very connected. Yeah. She plays Val, aka Agent 40 or Agent 14 or Madam Hydra. And could this lead to Dark or Thunderbolts? Now people are speculating that she could be working more on like a Dark Avengers type team, whereas Zemo and General Ross in the Raft and whatnot could lead to a Thunderbolts team. So it may not be the same deal. It could be two different kind of like anti-hero villain like teams forming here. I had a question, do we think in Black Widow, if she does appear, is she pursuing Yelena or is she pursuing Taskmaster? What would you think, Thomas?
Well, why wouldn't she go after both?
True.
My first answer, but it seems to me that Yelena will probably be a little. She will eventually find out that her sister sacrificed herself for the Soul Stone. Someone will tell her. Clint.
Yeah.
Or maybe no one tells her and she finds out from someone else. Then she becomes a villain, maybe. But I would like it if she's a hero and that Val, because I can't say the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she's going to go after Taskmaster because let's be very, 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 very real, man. If you need someone to emulate a superhero, you go after the guy who can emulate every superhero.
Right.
You need someone who fights like Captain America.
Imagine John Walker and Taskmaster together. That'd be quite the duo.
And that's what I'm thinking, man. Like, imagine them because he's got the shield.
Yep.
So,
and speaking of John Walker, so in this episode, a lot happened with him, right? After he killed the flag smasher guy, out in public with a bunch of cameras around, he was stripped of his Captain America title, and then he was discharged from the military. And great scene, great acting, by Wyatt Russell in that scene where he's like, you made me, you created me. I was doing what you told me to do, right? He is just soldier through and through. He blames them. He kind of just like blames the system, blames his training, blames them for putting him in that position. And like, it's not him, even though at the same time, he put the serum in him, and that has some side effects, it seems like. One thing we saw in this was obviously he was recruited, which is like setting up the rest of his story. It seems like his future in the MCU, which I'm excited about, right? I like this character a lot. I really, really liked this character where like how his story started in the middle and how it's kind of ending here, setting him up as potentially just US agent. We see him be like, I am Captain America. And it's this villainous thing where it's like, you can't take that from me. I am him, right? You're stealing this from me, and I am not going to let that happen. You see him in a post-credit scene making his own crappy shield, which I think is going to be awesome to actually like in the, in the spotlight, I guess, in action. But anyway, Thomas, what do you think of John Walker? Yeah, this week. Yeah.
Perfection, dude. Like, I love the character so much that everyone's like, I hate him, and I'm like, do you hate you? I'm confused what you mean by hate, because do you mean you hate the character, like, oh, it's a badly written character, or no, I hate him because he's so good, like it's so well done. It's so hard for me to tell sometimes because I love everything all the time. It seems. Because I'm like, oh my god, like I love Wyatt Russell. I've seen him in a bunch of different things. Pull for him all the time, and now he's here. He auditioned for Captain America. Now he's the replacement to Captain America who goes sour. Like, brilliant. And he's normally this really funny guy. He's really charismatic, and in this, he started out that way. He's really becoming dark and twisted. So very interesting to see where it's going, and he is about to be that guy making the shield for himself. Really quick, we have some questions here on Walker. Is Walker making a shield for himself to use, or is he making a shield that he can hand back to the government?
I think it's for him to use, because I think there's no way in hell that he thinks that whatever shield he's making would pass as the actual Captain America shield. I think, Terry, it is drawing back to that moment of he's like, I am Captain America, right? Like, you can't tell me who I am and who I'm not. And it's just him. It's really just him not being able to get over it, right? Him sticking to, no, I am him. It's almost like a little kid, like he won't get over it. So I think that he's going to try to make his own little crappy Captain America costume and shield and stuff and go around. He has super serum though, so he's a very dangerous guy. And I really can't wait for, him popping up hopefully tomorrow or on Friday, excuse me. And the future of the MCU, because I think he's been a really good character, a really good layered addition to the MCU that I think they've done a great job in this series, developing and kind of setting up for this villainous role or anti-hero role, whatever you want to call it, really.
I love it. And if we do get U.S. Agent,
speaking of another villain / kind of anti-hero, Zemo, right? So in this episode, he's run off, and he didn't run off to do some crazy big scheme. He ran off to go to the memorial in Sokovia, which is in a way, I think it tells you about his character, right? Zemo is like disinterested in like twirling his mustache. He broke up the Avengers because he saw that as a means to an end. He wanted no more superheroes because his family died when they fought. And, to his credit, what makes Zemo such a good character is in Avengers Age of Ultron, the Avengers brought that entire fight was that they made it themselves and they fought it themselves. But like there was nothing out of their control. Like they made Tony, Bruce, and Jarvis made Ultron. And they had to fight him, and that caused so many deaths. It was all they're doing, right? To Zemo's credit, it's true. And Zemo just wants an end to that. He wants an end to all superheroes, which is, very interesting. It makes him such a specific character, and kind of like he's dangerous, but he's not that intimidating in a way because he is this like he's Daniel Bruhl and he's funny. But anyway, back to kind of what happened here. So the Wakandans come, Dora Milaje, they show up. He's talking to Bucky. Bucky doesn't shoot. One thing, Thomas, I wanted to tell you or bring up. When Bucky is like pointing the gun in his head and the bullets weren't actually in the mag and he drops them, I am pissed. They showed that in the trailer now because I knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? I knew it. I'm sitting there watching him. He's not going to shoot him. Whereas in the moment, it's like, is he going to shoot him? Because Bucky, still has that Winter Soldier-ness to him where it's like, just, black and white, in or out, you know what I mean? Like not wanting to keep these guys around. He snuck off, just end him, get him out of here. But no, he doesn't. They take him off to the raft, right? And that's an interesting place for Zemo to be heading. Because at first I'm like, they're going to take him to Wakanda, like some Wakandan jail. Here, no, we're taking him to the raft. And it's like, okay. Huh? Yeah. And it's like, okay, to the raft. Very interesting. So, I think the leading candidate for why the raft and what that could mean is that could be a part of forming the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolt Ross has always, in this MCU has been in charge of the raft. I think Abomination is supposed to be in there. So that could be pretty cool, to maybe see that Abomination show back up in the future. Anyway, Thomas, you saw all of this, Zemo's future. What are your thoughts, man?
Listen, I want Thunderbolts to happen. I want it to be a show. I want Zemo to be the leader because I want a Masters of Evil with Zemo. But if I have to settle for just the Thunderbolts with Zemo as the leader, like the unquestioned leader, okay. I'm willing to have that because I'm still getting what I want. Just same, but different, right?
Yeah, right.
So I am very excited about that, and the fact that he did go to go to the raft. Excuse me. Points to Ross, and I'm really getting this itchy feeling that if Abomination's not there, we're gonna Red Hulk.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be sweet. I think we might be heading that direction. I hope so. Anyway,
I think after She-Hulk, he'll be like, "No, I have to do this now."
Right? Yeah.
So
one other thing that I thought was really interesting that they brought up that they just kind of happened to throw in this episode was in this conversation that Sam and Bucky are having near the end when Sam's training with the sword or with the shield and everything. Bucky reveals that he says when Steve told me his plan, so he knew all along, right? And we speculated that since Endgame came out that Bucky somehow knew what the plan was for him to go back in time, stay with Peggy, sorry, and then eventually give it to Sam. Because in Endgame, you see where Bucky doesn't move a muscle, and it's like kind of indicates for Sam to go forward and talk to Steve, old Steve, and he gives him the shield. So I thought it was just really cool to see that in fact, Bucky and Steve had talked about it, and he did know the plan, which I think is awesome and shows just how close that relationship was, and that Steve did share with someone what he was up to, because obviously Hulk didn't know, Sam didn't know, because they're freaking out. Where is he? One and then another part of it is Sam used to work as a counselor, a grief counselor, a PTSD counselor for people in the military, and he told Bucky, you're avenging right now. You need to be amending, these people on the list that he's wronged when he was the Winter Soldier. I think starting with Yuri that we've seen in this series, which I think could pop up in the finale. So Thomas, kind of open question. What do you think's the future of Bucky, Winter Soldier, the White Wolf? Maybe being an amender, not an avenger.
I really do believe that we're there, man. The Winter Soldier is about to die, and the White Wolf will be born, and it's going to be really fun to watch his development and to see where Bucky goes, because he doesn't necessarily need to be with Captain America, with Sam. We prefer it, right? But doesn't have to be.
Right.
So they're co-workers.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a mysterious character in this series. Sharon Carter, right? I wrote an article a few weeks ago about is she the power broker after the episode Power Broker aired, episode 3, when they went to Madripoor, and it was like, wait, what's Sharon Carter up to exactly? And I laid out the case for how she is, and I'm still in the camp that she is. So it turned out, we get in this episode that she hired George Batroc, Batrick, whatever you want to say, Batroc, the UFC guy, whatever, George St. Pierre, right?
Yes, sir.
Hired him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's happening here. Are we going to find out in the finale? I'm kind of like, what the Sharon thing to me has been such a weird, tertiary side plot. Like, what the hell is she up to? Whose side is she on? And what does this mean for the future? Thomas, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, they've been pushing Sharon Carter, like, Sharon Carter's returning, and we're like, yay!
Right.
It's not like Jimmy Woo and Darcy are returning, and people are like, cool. And then now they're like, yay! It's like, yay!
Right.
Oh, yeah, she was in the episode a couple times.
She's barely been in the series.
It's really kind of pointing now that she is the power broker, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm just so confused about the Batroc of it all. She hired him, but for what?
Right.
To kill Falcon? Or kill Carly? Playing both sides?
I mean, she is a...
Is Batroc the one who's gone rogue?
What
the fuck is going on?
Yeah, honestly...
I can't figure that one thing out. I'm like, what is like that is the only little mystery to me. Everything else, I'm like, I'm here for it. It's obvious what's going on, but there's a twist coming that doesn't really seem like it's that big of a twist.
Exactly. Like, her being revealed as the power broker right now is kind of like, yeah, we get that, or like that makes sense to us.
Especially after, like, I don't know, Far From Home.
Yeah, right.
Agatha all along. Like, now,
we're getting used to it, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's why I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's like Thunderbolt Ross is the power broker.
Yeah.
Ooh, David. Is Val the power broker?
Ooh. That'd be cool.
Right?
That'd be a pretty cool because the serum and everything. Interest in the serum.
Exactly. She's got the serum on her side.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
I want more.
We got one episode to find out, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, maybe there'll be more, but for the power broker thing, it seems like we might find that out. But speaking of the final episode coming on Friday, this big New York City final battle with the Flag Smashers has been set up. And my only question is, where the hell is Spider-Man? Spider-Man is the boy. He's from New York. He protects New York. The timeline, in my opinion, seems like it would be before he was in Europe. And I just genuinely hope, like, when the words pop up, New York City, the 0.0001 second thought that comes into my mind is Spider-Man, right? And then after that, it's like, oh, Doctor Strange, maybe too, where it's like, holy shit, they're having a final battle in New York City. Where is Spider-Man? Logically, I mean, I was talking to some people at the Direct, like Matt Rimke, who's been on this podcast. Shout out to Matt, Direct Podcast, everything. Said he pointed out where it's like, this is a common comic book thing. Like, where was Iron Man in Winter Soldier? Where was Captain America in Iron Man 3? Where you'd think they would be like, it would be a level where they would need their attention and assistance. My argument to that was those movies, the conflict of those films weren't happening in their backyard, right? Like Winter Soldier was in DC, not in Malibu, and vice versa. If you pick up what I'm putting down, like Spider-Man, New York is his place. And if there is, here's what I hope they do. I hope there's a throwaway line or explanation as to where's Spider-Man, where's Doctor Strange, similar a la to in Far From Home. I wrote out kind of the lines here where Peter asks about Thor, he asks about Doctor Strange, he asks about Captain Marvel.
Don't you invoke her name?
Right. He asks about those heroes being like, wait, what about them? And I liked how it's like, that they're not available. And they just give that to us, a little something where it's like, it doesn't maybe necessarily make all the sense, but they're not available, right? It's not a thing. And I really hope we get something like that in this, because where is Spider-Man, right? Especially, okay. And then the other, if we don't get a line or an explanation and they just have this battle in New York, I hope maybe that it's small enough or underground enough where it would make logical sense Spider-Man didn't know about it, right? Where like it wouldn't have come to his attention. He wouldn't have heard it on his little ham radio. Something's going down on 13th Street or whatever.
Hold on. A, it's near Central Park. It's like right there.
Okay.
B, let's think about it. By the time that he would have found out, it's likely already over.
Maybe. We don't know how long it's going to last.
Let's also think about this. It's going to last for us at least 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like he might not be free. This might be happening in the middle of the day when he's at school. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it was at night at the end of the episode. But yeah, that's true. I think there are some explanations. Here's the thing, Marvel, you got Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man's in the MCU. Congrats. Yay. When you put up New York City, I'm going to think about Spider-Man, and I'm going to wonder where Spider-Man is because it's New York City. I am surprised this is happening in New York. Even if it was just DC, there'd be no questions. You know what I mean? Like some other city. I mean, and New York is a city where a lot of stuff in Avengers is happening or has happened in the MCU.
Thank you. That's the point. That's
right.
The hard part. Here's my question, David. Would you prefer Captain America 4 with Mackie at the lead, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier season 2?
So for anyone that knows me, I'm a movie guy. With that being said, I would prefer Captain America 4. I would want a Captain America, whatever you would subtitle it, with Anthony Mackie at the lead as Captain America, whomever as the villain, maybe Torres as Falcon, White Wolf being there. I would love it to be a big screen film, a ton of hype for it. 2 hours long of just a great Captain America movie where we got Falcon the Winter Soldier to set up this new Captain America. And now that we have him, they capitalize with a great blockbuster film. Even though I will say, like, Falcon and Winter Soldier would be a lot better than nothing because I've loved the show and I love how deep they can get with the characters and really dig in a bit. But personally, preference-wise, I would love a Captain America 4. That's just me. But everyone to each their own. What would you prefer, Thomas? Would you rather have a movie or a TV show to continue specifically Sam Wilson's story?
Okay, specifically Sam Wilson's story.
Right.
I might have to go TV just because just because we're getting more time with him.
Yeah.
Like I love a 2-hour movie, don't get me wrong, but like I also love getting 6 hours of Marvel content over 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I kind of like that more. That's a little bit more bang for my $14 a month buck.
That is true. Yeah.
And at this point, it doesn't matter to me whether or not I can keep up and like, if it were all movies, I could watch all the movies like easily. It doesn't matter. I don't get that option. And we're at 23 movies. It's really hard to binge 23 movies.
Yeah. Can't do it in a day.
No, can't do it in a day. I don't have enough time to do it in a week. So
yeah. That'd be rushed.
Time. So now it's like, whatever. Now I have to watch like specific movies. We got to do trilogy of trilogies to prep for certain shows, right?
Yeah.
Like we're going to have to do that for Loki coming up. We got, Thor, Avengers, Thor 2, Ragnarok, Infinity War, that one scene from Endgame.
The one scene from Infinity War too. Yeah.
There you go. Actually, yeah, 2 scenes. Boom. That makes life so easy.
Yeah.
Because then we only have 4 movies to mess with. And one of them, 3 of them, 2 of them are great. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Thomas, let's get to it. You have any specific season finale for the Falcon the Winter Soldier predictions? Things that you guarantee are going to happen?
The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't know if they can have a second season if their monikers die at the end of this. I don't think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be Sam and Bucky at the end of this. So if they have a new Falcon and a new Winter Soldier, and that's like the new show, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I genuinely don't think Sam is going to be in another show called The Falcon again.
Yep.
Or a movie. He's going to become Captain America. He's going to put the suit on. He's going to go out there. He's going to fly. He's going to be in a vibranium suit. He's going to have the shield. Maybe Torres shows up with the Falcon. And now here comes that thing. Does Torres show up as Falcon? That montage of training, you don't get that good in a couple weeks, like in a week, man. You don't get that good that fast.
Right.
So how long, like you said, sometimes there's nothing to do until there's something to do. How much time has passed until this moment?
Right. Yeah. That's true
like,
too.
Let's look at it like this, David. You're like, where's Spider-Man? Dude, what if it started at 6 months after, right? What if this entire thing is taking place over 3 or 4 or 5 months?
Yeah.
You know? I don't think it is, but I would love for Torres to show up with the wings. I want it to happen.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind the Falcon and the Winter Soldier being getting a season 2 with Torres as Falcon and someone else as a Winter Soldier. Like, what if we find a Winter Soldier?
Yeah, maybe. I think almost to your point with the monikers and how that's basically gonna be dead after this episode is part of the reason why I think it's gonna be I would prefer a movie and why I think it's gonna be a movie, because he will be Captain America then. And yeah, so kind of for my specific, season finale predictions, I think we learn Sharon's the power broker. I think we get a scene of Bucky going back to Yori and having that emotional moment and him explaining himself to him.
Yes.
I think Sam in the Wakandan box, and everyone's like, what's in the box? It is a falconed up Captain America suit that he's going to don and kick ass in. I think possibly during that New York fight, with the Flag Smashers. I think John Walker might show up as a random third party, and kind of just be there and add a new element to it.
That's what I forgot. No, that is very important because he's a very specific, very important part of this entire story. I don't think he's going to be like a third party. He's going to go there and he's going to fuck up everything. Right? I don't, because again, time's passed. I think in the opening sequence, he's going to ruin everything. And then it's going to lead to, as we've heard Sam say, we need all hands on deck.
Right.
So I think we're going to get this big, awesome action scene right here that's going to go awry. And then we get another one later on.
Yeah. Cool. I think, and I think the Flag Smashers will be basically not maybe literally dead, but figuratively dead after this episode. I think they will defeat the Flag Smashers and their movement by the end of this episode. I think that'll, like, Carly, like, that will come to an end. And honestly, like, maybe my one gripe with this series has kind of been the Flag Smashers to me. I think Carly has kind of lost sight of like what she's really fighting for. And it's kind of like a bit of a gripe where I'm just like,
it's the serum, bro.
Exactly. And I understand that. It's just kind of like, it's just kind of frustrating because I get the serum thing, but it makes them way less, like, it makes her and the Flag Smashers a lot less of an interesting, group and villain kind of like ensemble than I think Walker has become. I think John Walker is so much more interesting than they are right now. They're just kind of like, the big gang that has this big plan, and their plan just at this point makes no sense, right? They're they're trying to unite the world again, but they're blowing up buildings and doing all this stuff, and they're anarchists.
That's just Carly, though.
But she's the leader. That's
exactly. But think about it. That's her. You're gonna get your car. No, why? It doesn't matter. And then he's like, "Why'd you blow that up?" Like, it's Carly.
Exactly.
Carly is angry, and she's now angrier because she took the serum.
Yeah. So I would, exactly. It's Carly, and she's the head of the Flag Smashers. So that would be my gripe. It's kind of how Carly's character has been drawn out in that way, where, I think in episode 4, when that conversation was happening between her and Sam, it was so good for a moment there. And then kind of since then, like this last episode and just now, it's like, it's setting up for a great final battle. But to me, it's just, she's not quite as intriguing, which isn't, I'm still really enjoying the show because there's a lot of other things going on. But I think that bottom line, I think that all of that will be wrapped up in this episode. Carly, the Flag Smashers, I think that whole, what the mission has been since basically day one in this series will come to an end. They will be, finished, the Flag Smashers. So those would be a couple of my predictions anyway.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
David.
Yes.
Are you ready for questions?
Sure.
All right. If anyone has questions that you've not yet put into the comments, please go and do so now. I see one from Terry McIver. We may answer that one. Oh, he did ask, is it a suit in the case or the flower from the Wakanda that gives Black Panther super strength? Okay, Terry, hold on. That's a damn good question. That's topical and relevant. Is it a suit in the case, or has Shuri given him a part of the Black Panther herb to give him strength? And when I say Shuri, maybe it's just T'Challa.
Yeah. I think it's a suit. I think it's an interesting idea. I think it's where I would poke a hole in that is I think, the flower, the herb, I think that, it's for the Black Panther, and that's built-in tradition of Wakanda, right? We got all this in Black Panther of like, only he takes it. It's his thing. They're not going to be like, putting them in, manila envelopes and shipping them around the world. So I do think it is a suit specifically made for Sam taking on this new mantle.
All right. If you had to drop a Spider-Man into the Venomverse, which actor do you choose?
Oh, wait. Just a Spider-Man or
a Spider-Man. Which actor in their version of Spider-Man do you choose?
Of the ones that we already have?
Yes.
To me, yes. To me, it's Andrew Garfield. And to me, that makes the most sense because we haven't seen a Venom in that reality. We haven't seen a Morbius. And personally, just why I would choose Garfield is because he only got 2 movies. I'd like to see more of what's going on there. And I think in the Venom world that they had set up in the one movie that we've seen, Garfield could fit in, I think in that world and kind of be that beacon of light, while also being super snarky and popping, going off with Tom Hardy in a really funny way. So yeah, if I had to choose a Spider-Man to be in the Venomverse with Tom Hardy and Jared Leto, it would be Andrew Garfield, and I think that'd be really cool, actually. Yeah. Even though what's funny is in the Morbius trailer, on the wall behind him, the Spider-Man suit that's shown, it looks like Raimi's Spider-Man, which is also weird because that was a really weird moment in time when we were breaking all that down, because it was a still, literally, it's a still from the video game of a loading screen. That's you see that all the time, him in that pose, just of him in the Raimi suit. You could tell they literally just took a JPEG and were like, boom, now it's not another Spider-Man in the background, the people at Sony. So anyway, but if I had a choice, it would be Garfield. What about you, Thomas? Who would you pick?
Honestly, I picked Garfield for the reason that I feel he does fit that tone, that world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Venom is a grittier side of that.
Yeah.
It's not the hyper colorized version, but if you blended them together, you get that hyper colorized version of Venom. And that may be where we get that suit. Let's think about it. If he's going to get a big spider symbol, he's going to need to take it off of a big spider symbol.
Yeah.
Suit.
And right. Even, I would say physicality wise, Garfield's the tallest Spider-Man that's played the role. And Venom, when he's fully formed in that movie, he's very large, right? That's just a very small detail, but I could see them lining up against each other a little more realistically. That'd be cool. Where's some fan art with that Garfield and Venom? That's got to be out there somewhere.
Probably. Yeah. You know what? You know what's out there somewhere?
Yes.
Both of us on social media. David, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at my name, David Thompson, on Facebook, at David J. Thompson on TikTok and Instagram. And go follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm at David Thompson with 2 A's in the David. I tweet a lot. I love Twitter. I love talking about these sorts of things on Twitter. Go follow me there. That's where you'll see me the most. Thomas, what about you?
You can find all of my social medias at Linktr.com/TCRochesterACT. That's Linktr.com/TCRochesterACT. Honestly, that's also my Twitter. I've been getting kind of active on Twitter. I think it's because of all the direct boys.
Yeah, that's how us direct boys roll.
It sucked me into Twitter for right now.
Always saying some shit on there.
I just enjoy talking comics. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
David, what do you have to promote this week?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So go follow The Direct, MCU The Direct on Twitter, The Direct everywhere, thedirect.com. Check out my articles. I have not been writing that much lately. I wrote something the other day. I'm working on an article right now. It's a pretty interesting one that's going to come out, I think, this weekend. So go check that out. Yeah, thedirect.com, keeping up with all this good stuff. Great website, and go check them out.
My promotion is to just go follow all of us on social media. You can find all of our LightsThunderAction social medias on Linktr.com/LightsThunderAction. That's all one word, no hyphens, no spaces. Thank you all so much for joining in. We actually have a 2-hour show for once. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your questions. We appreciate all the fun that we've had talking about all things Marvel today.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yes, we appreciate you. And we'll see you next week, which we don't know when it'll be, but we'll tell you soon.
Sometime.
This has been episode 53 of Lights Thunder Action. We've said goodbye before, so it stands to reason.
We'll say hello again. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.